Good morning, my very good people here. Do I say good afternoon, good evening? It depends on where you are right now. My name remains the humble Mr. Lawrence Chikezi. Yes, I really want to specifically make this video for this very young man in Nigeria. Yes, I'm talking about the very young man that is called VDM, the very dark man. I want to use this opportunity to really thank that young man. Really, thank him and appreciate his efforts for taking the mantle to visit Benue State and then brought the awareness of the tragedy that befell the people of Benue State across the world. For him to have taken that responsibility to do what the Nigerian press failed to do. He took up the mantle to bring the awareness for the world to know about the tragedy of the lives and properties that were, destroyed in Benue State on Friday last week. We are not less than 200 people's lives, including children who were victims, we are unalived by this wicked, heartless people that we call Fulani henchmen or Fulani bandits in Nigeria. People who finds joy in taking people's life, people who values lives of their cows over the lives of innocent people who loves to unalive people's life for little or no reasons. The beast that has befallen Nigeria in the name of Fulanis or Fulani henchmen. VDM, I'm thanking you for picking up that responsibility, visiting Benue State and bringing the awareness that today we can now see that it has become a place where our so-called politicians and leaders are all running to go and pretend like they care. They're all running there now to show themselves like they care, like they were not aware of such incidents, such ugly incidents that befell Nigeria. So if VDM have not visited there, I'm sure none of them would have done so. Today, we heard that the IG of police was there, the chief of army staff, the chief of defense staff, they are there. Even the president himself, President Ahmed Bola Tinubu, was there yesterday from what we are made to understand. And we are the mourning of dead people were turned to a carnival by the governor of Benue State in order to show eye service to the president. We are children, we are brought out to the streets to be singing the songs for President Bola Tinubu. Something that would have been a day of mourning and a day of sober reflection, where people should have worn black clothes to sympathize and mourn the death of those who lost their lives in that tragedy. But rather, the governor turned it into a carnival where he brought his children under the rain to be singing the praises of Chief Ahmed Bola Tinubu. I mean, what a Nigeria, what a country. What a country. Who did this to Nigeria? Who did this to our country, Nigeria? Why do we have leaders who are not responsible? Leaders who just don't care about anything. Leaders who have turned Nigeria to a place where anything or everything is possible. So in my wildest dream, I would not believe that a governor, even a priest, who happened to be a priest, could turn a day of mourning in Benue State into a carnival and festival just because he wants to please one man. A man who is now behaving like a king. You know, we now have a president who runs Nigeria like he is now a king. So for the governor, probably he feels that if he does not do that for President Bola Tinubu, probably Tinubu will come back and declare a state of emergency in his state and then remove him from office. So in order to please the president, he has to do anything and everything, you know, to please him. You know, turning a mourning day in Benue State into a carnival to celebrate Mr. President instead of more sympathizing with the family of those who lost their lives. So if not for VDM, who would have remembered Benue State? They would have just swept that tragedy under the carpet. That was their tune. That was how the press, the Nigerian press of today, who has turned to envelope collectors, all they do is follow these politicians about collecting, brand envelopes, and then writing something that they want what they want to hear, and not what concerns Nigeria. You know, to be honest, the Nigerian press has failed Nigerians. Let's be honest. Let's admit that. Why we blame the leaders of Nigeria or the politicians, we also blame the Nigerian press. They have failed Nigeria. We only have some few individuals who are definitely speaking out as pressmen and women. Very few of them. You know, there's no other paper you can read in Nigeria that can ever come out and tell you what is really going on in Nigeria. Now, whatever they're writing now, they write it in a way that it will please the people, the careless and the callous and reckless leaders of Nigeria. That's all they do. That's what the press does now. They are now, you know, I don't know whether their hands are being tied. A pressman must be a pressman. For you to be a pressman, you must have your autonomy, your autonomy to write what's in your mind. You don't have to please anybody. You go out there and speak the bitter truth, the hard truth, and let the world know. If VDM have not gone to Benue State, I'm sure that this matter would have been swept under the grass. Now, even the so-called leaders or government officials that went to Benue State, what did they go there to do? They just went there to go and, do the same thing that they usually do. Promise and they walk away and everything comes back to normal. And it remains the way it is. And you wouldn't be surprised that this issue will repeat itself. After all, it was not just long ago when the advisor to President Bola Tinubu on security matters, I'm talking of in person of Nuru Rubadu, visited Benue State when such tragedy occurred. Remember when the lives of people were unalive in Benue State about 2 months ago? That was the time President Bola Tinubu went on a holiday trip to France. This man went there and did what he usually do, you know, the regular recycling thing. He read out the scripts and told them that he was going to, he promised them that he was going to protect them and provide them safety. Then that what happened. After those long, sweet speeches, he left. When he left, what happened? Did he provide any security? Did he protect the people of Benue State? If he did, we wouldn't have had this tragedy that happened on Friday last week. So the point is that, was the president not briefed by his chief security advisor of his founding in Benue State? So why did that repeat itself on Friday? So it tells you that these our leaders are callous. They don't care about Nigerians. All they care is about their interests. This is 2025. They are already canvassing for election for 2027, when they have nothing to show to Nigerians. That means it is just a government of themselves. People are wailing and suffering in Nigeria, and they don't care. All they are doing is running around and already preparing for their campaign for 2027, when they have nothing on the table to show Nigerians, nothing on the ground. We talk about tragedy, where the lives of not less than 200 people were taken away by these Fulani, heartless animals, beasts, who are being pampered by our government leaders, our officials. The people whom we call leaders in Nigeria pampers them. When a Fulani man loses his life, you will see the way these governors and leaders of so-called Nigeria will be running scatter to go and sympathize with them and pay condolence visit to the family of those ones. But when other Nigerians are unalive by these Fulanis, these bastards, our leaders will go to sleep. They will remain silent. So I am using this medium to say, VDM, the very dark man, thank you very much for teaching our so-called leaders how to lead the way forward, letting them know what their jobs are. Thank you very much. I know there are people who always criticize you, VDM. Yeah, you're a human being. Sometimes you make mistakes, but everybody makes mistakes. But don't let your mistake to stop you from doing what you love doing best. Keep doing what you do best. Keep doing it. Nigerians are happy about your effort, and we are happy. We are proud of you. And I'm telling people that this young man called the very dark man, God has brought him out for a purpose. That is the purpose God brought him out to Nigeria. God wants to use him to make a lot of changes in Nigeria. So Nigerians should support him. Those who means well in Nigeria should support this young man. Rather, even if he makes mistakes, we should call him and then talk to him. But we should not look at his mistakes as a way of condemning all his efforts. The guy has done so many great things in Nigeria. So many. So I am very proud of this young man, this very young man. Very proud. So I will say, VDM, thank you, and thank you. And God bless you. God reward you more than 1 million times fold for the efforts and the things you are doing for humanity in Nigeria. Thank you, and thank you every one of you.